So great to meet you, Amruta, and waiting to speak to you. You're looking
Yes,
gorgeous.
I'm also excited.
Look at your
What?
sari; it's so pretty. You've come from a wedding.
Oh, you like my sari? Thank you so much, because this sari is gifted to me by my husband. He's also an actor, Sandesh Kulkarni. So he had gone for shooting to Maheshwari, and so this is a Maheshwari sari.
Oh wow! It's one of the lightest saris. I remember interviewing Sally Holker long ago, and she also works with Maheshwari. The hands, the
I
weavers.
see.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. So I'm so like decked up because I just came from a marriage.
Okay.
Do you know Guneet Monga?
Of course,
One of a very well producer. So
yes.
Guneet got married.
Oh, wonderful. Great.
In the morning.
Okay.
So yeah. So that is why, I'm all decked up.
Yes, perfect for me. Okay. Yeah. I am I've been following your work from such a long time. I have watched Shwas long ago in the theaters.
You have?
I have watched Shwas. I have watched Firak, of course. I am from Gujarat, so Firak was important to watch. But I remember Shwas. It was such a beautiful film, and it was one of the entries to. It was India's entry to the Oscars, right? Then
Yes.
was it 2000? Yes. What year was this? 2004?
It was 3 or 4, yeah.
3 or 4?
Exactly, or even I'm not remembering actually. But I'm really surprised because Shwas was my first film, and you have really followed my work. Thank you so much. I'm so touched by this that you have seen my you're mentioning my first film.
Yeah.
So that's really touching. Thank you, yeah.
What a beautiful film. I mean, I talk about it to everybody, and the fact that it had economy of expression, you knew that it was a certain budget it was made on, and there was a voice instead of an actor. The doctor's wife is a voice. The entire film, it was just brilliant, and such honest filmmaking, and that really, and of course Maharashtra, which is rich with its rich tradition of theatre. What else can you expect but good content out of it? And you've been part of theatre.
Yes.
Such an active part of theatre. You've been, you from NSD, and you have been in cinema. You've been in Marathi cinema as well as Bollywood, Hindi cinema. Let's call it Bollywood. I think the term is now going to be redefined. So let's start talking about. Are we going to redefine the term now?
I don't. Yeah, I mean, these terms, I think, family names ke jaisa, like I look at them as family names.
Okay.
So but the thing is, like, I feel like family, like wherever I worked. So I come from theatre, as you rightly said. Yeah. So that was a different family. Some call it Marathi theatre, but now I'm doing Hindi theatre as well. So these are just names, I would say. I would just say that there is a film language and there is a theatre language. So you can say Tollywood, Bollywood, Marathika, Mollywood. I don't know what names you call them, but now there is OTT again, so these are different names. But for me, the truth of the content has been my deciding factor always, whether it's theatre, whether it's OTT, whether it's Bollywood, whether it's or like, I just worked with Anjali Menon as well.
Yes,
so so any work I'm doing is the truth of the content has been the deciding factor. So I think so in that sense, yeah, it is redefining, because there are different kind of streams in the industry, I would say. And I'm not saying that, some people say that, oh, I don't want to go for that commercial kind of thing. I'm not saying that, because I believe that in every stream, good work is happening. So wherever that is happening, you will find me there.
Yeah, of course. I believe Javed Saab didn't recognize you, but Shabana Azmi did. So tell me about that incident.
Oh, it was at the film fair, and they both are very sweet. And I was very touched, when Shabana ji, like I of course, I adore, like we all love her. But after Gully Boy, she sent me a personal message on Facebook. And she said, your scene, that scene where I say that, kya tune kabhi socha tha mujhe kaise chhuna hai, with Vijay Raj, that fight. So she said that that scene broke my heart, the way you performed in that scene. And I was like, is this for real, or is someone like, is this for real that Shabana ji is messaging me? So I'm like, thank you so much. And from there, a connect, we have been connecting to each other online, through Twitter. She's been connecting with me and she's been praising my work, and it's very precious for me, frankly. Of course, I mean, you'll understand what that means for an actress, any actress from the industry. Shabana ji is saying that about you, because I know she's someone like who won't praise you if she doesn't feel it, because I think it goes for every good actor. Like it
has to come from the heart. It has to touch her.
Exactly. And she won't just say it for the sake of it, like, yeah, nice. She won't do that ever. I know that about her. That is why it was very touching for me when she praised my work. And then on the Filmfare, no, before that, I must tell you that incident also. At Prithvi, I had gone for something and they had come for a play. It was not my play, some other play. And I saw her for the first time. I was like, but of course she didn't recognize me. And she said, I said, Shabana ji, it's me. So she said, yeah, it's me, Amrita. She said, no, it can't be you. You're so young. So that was the first time when we met face to face. Okay. And then she said, Javed, do you remember? And then they were like, oh God. And then after that, on Filmfare red carpet again, we met. And Javed sir said, तुम क्या खाती हो भाई, तुम ऐसे रिवर्स क्यों जा रही हो? He started asking my husband, ये क्या खाती है, क्या हो क्या रहा है? And then he said to Shabana, like, I can't recognize, and what is happening? Who is she? So she said, that's called, I mean, those words,
transformation.
That very precious. Yeah, she said that's what is called transformation, Javed. She was always young, but that's what she did for the film. And yeah, I would just cherish such moments forever. Like,
what a beautiful way to even express it. Also, the fact that you dare to do stuff that you liked to do, because playing a mother of a young man who's probably your age or around your age, you decided to do it. It was not like you could, because usually there is a typecast problem that we all have, and you didn't bother. It didn't matter, because after that you played other roles which were not at all like that. So
yes. So I always met, like, as a person I'm very adjusting. But in my career I cannot adjust, like, in the sense मैं थोड़ा सा वो बोलते हैं ना कि like हठी हूँ, थोड़ा सा हट, like, determined, I would say.
Right.
So I like, people were concerned when I accepted that role. And excuse me, but are you okay with this sunlight coming on me, or you want me to put the parda?
It's okay. You're looking great. It's looking natural. I mean, I'm good.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. So as I was saying, it was risky, but I have always stood by the content I love. And like, for example, when I did my first play on theatre, it's called Ti Fulrani, which was a Marathi version of My Fair Lady. And that play was done by Bhakti Parve Inamdar, the greatest actress of Marathi. And you
got acclaim. You played that role, her role. Is what
but then again everyone was saying that don't do it, it's a risk, because she has created history with that role, and you're doing and you'll be compared, and just don't do it. But then outside don't do it never works for me. If I've liked the role and if I've liked the content, so same happened with Gully Boy also. I was like, oh, but I want to portray Razia who says to her husband in front of her kid, कि क्या तुमने कभी सोचा है मुझे कैसे छूना है? Who does that? I mean, what a character.
That is an empowering moment in the whole narrative also, because she's otherwise abused and she's hit, but she gets back.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. So it's very rarely you get like those goosebumps every time I utter that sentence, and that is the power of great content. And Zoya was very, very kind, because she gave me the whole script. And I don't know, like, you might be knowing, but for people who are not from the industry, they'll say, "To kya hua? Whole script de diya." Lekin sabko nahi milta hai whole script. Sometimes they don't. They just share your part, or they're like, she gave me the whole script, and she said, Amrita, I want, like, by the way, but first when she saw me, she was like, oh, you're so young, sorry, no, no, no. I'm like, what happened? Because I didn't know the role she was considering me for. And I was like, what are you talking about? I want to work with you, please, please. So she's like, no, but I thought, like, you
You're
look very
older.
young. And then when she told me about the role, I was like, even I was like, okay. But then when she gave me the script, and when I read the script, I forgot about my role. The whole script was amazing. And I said, I have to be part of this content.
Yeah.
And then I told Universe, like, Universe is my personal manager. So I told the Universe, see, I want to do this film, but I don't want to get slotted in these kind of roles. Because earlier, I had talked with Dipti Nawal, and she had told me, after certain age, I just stopped acting, yeah, because wahi, like, you have to be mother. So she said, I just like took a break. I mean, so I was praying to the universe that I don't want to go, like, go through it after I do this role. But uh, as I told you, sometimes, some of my friends say you have an affair with the universe, so
That's the first time I've heard this. Okay.
some of my very creative
And you
friends keep
admit it
saying
on
that.
camera. Wow, wonderful.
I have an affair with the universe. So, he listens.
Okay, wonderful. Okay, how
So
have
then
you?
it did happen, yeah.
So tell me, all these different roles that you've done. You played a bar girl. You played the mother of, a rapper. You've played an expectant mother at a certain older age than the other girls
Yeah.
in one of the series. How have these women empowered you? How have these roles of these women, how have these each characters made you stronger? Because they
That's
all
such a
very
wonderful
empowering.
question. Sorry? Because they?
How have they empowered you?
Yeah, yeah. I think it's a very, very wonderful question. Uh, each one of them have given me something. And as I told you about Razia, we were talking about Razia right now.
Yeah.
That, she taught me, and because of Zoya also, because Zoya is also very fiery. Zoya Akhtar. She's that fire within her. And many a times, all the directors I have worked with, every role has been marriage between my conception of the role and their conception of the role.
Right.
So, and that has made it interesting, because I'm very always open to what comes from that side, from my director's side, and
Right.
I try, and I always surrender to them. So, and because I know that my side, I know because it's me, but what comes from their side is something new, and that's going to expand me as a
Right.
person or teach me something new. So that was the case. That character of Razia, I could, maybe I'm a very shy person, and then I could have played her very timid, maybe, and meek.
Yeah.
It would have been, yeah. It would have been like someone like,
Bichari.
I'm not like that, but
Yeah.
I'm not like that, but she could have gone the way of like, oh, look at me, my husband has married again, and look at me, I have to do all the. So self sympathetic हो सकता था, but because Zoya का जो fire था, it got married with this self sympathy kind of a thing, and then something else happened, that kind of a thing, and that is what I learned from Razia. She gave me that. And also, what I do, every role I do, I make it a point to meet a person who is that role. Like, for example, my husband is also, my husband is also director. So when I was doing Razia from Gully Boy, I was like, whom do I meet? So he said, ये हमारा जो घर है, पीछे garden है, और many Muslim women who are young mothers, they come there with their children. So my Sandesh, my husband, he said, you could ask one of them. But I'm like, oh, but what would they say? He's like, what would they just go and explore? So I just went to one of the women, and she was 20, and she already had one child, and one was in her hand, and one she was carrying, and something like that. So, oh god, yeah. So I asked her, would you take me to your home? And she took me to her house, which was a actual Zopalpatti house, and her mother was there. And I asked her mother, what will you do if your husband remarries? And she's like, ऐसे कैसे करेगा? फौजदार को बता दूंगी. ये किसका होगा, जायदाद किसको जाएगा, बच्चा बच्चा आपका बच्चा है तो जायदाद किसको जाएगा. So the way she started saying these things, this is a new
Wow.
life, and I was like, this is Razia. She's not like, oh, he has married again and she's crying. No, she's like, no. And then I realized, when you have a child, I myself don't have a child, but when you have a child, that woman gave me that perspective, which I learned. You become a tigress for the future of that
Yes.
child.
Perfectly correct. Yeah.
And that happened with Razia. So even if she's getting hit, no, she's like that. You know, she's this fire in my eyes. That's what Razia gave me for my life also. Okay,
Lovely.
nothing is going her way. Nothing is going her way. But she's not like, nothing is going my way. She's like, ha to, it's okay. I want to fight.
Wow.
So
You
this
get me
is what Razia
goosebumps
gave me.
when you said this. Oh God.
Yes. I mean, I'm grateful. So, and then you mentioned Lily.
Yeah.
The bar
Wow,
dancer.
what a character. What a character again.
You loved her, na? The way
Yes.
it was written. Even, you know, to start with, I want to thank all my writers, because as I
Yeah.
told you,
Yeah.
content has been king always, but now content is becoming queen. And we all queens are, you know, like we all actors are
Basking
feeling
in
like
its
queens because of this
yeah,
good
yeah,
content. Yeah.
yeah,
Because look at the way Lily was also written.
Yeah.
Lakshmi
Yeah.
Gondhari, you know, and
yeah.
Alankrita again made me meet Reshma Appa, who is an actual bar dancer in Kamathipura.
Okay.
And I met her, and she gave me again, you know, there is a certain way, like, you know, of portraying a bar dancer or prostitute, like, you know.
Yeah.
When I saw her, Reshma Appa, you know, she was wearing this specs like this, and she was feeding her grandson, and she was like this, and I was like, okay. And when I asked her, would you dance for me? So she was like this, okay, you want me to dance for me? Okay, let me do it. And then she started transforming, you know, she removed those specs. Yeah, and she transformed in front of me. So she gave me that thing, that switch on, switch off, na? Like, it's not like you're always seductive and this, and you're not doing that always, like, you know, but in films, sometimes, you know, I have seen people.
It's one layer only. Yeah.
So I realized that she is a human being, and she's a mother to start with. Lily is a mother, you know, so that motherhood, and she goes to any extent to do that. So Lily gave me that, and you know, Pooja Bhatt gave me the most important tip about Lily. She gave me example ki Mahesh Bhatt used to say it in his interviews, that when he came here, he did it everything on his own. Lily ka bhi waisa hi hai na, she does. So Bhatt sir used to say that he used to think that जो रास्ते का कुत्ता होता है ना, रास्ते का कुत्ता, he's very alert. उसको अगर रास्ता भी क्रॉस करना है ना, तो वो हर जगह देखता है. One mistake can cost him his life.
Yes.
It's that kind of thing.
Oh wow.
So, and then Pooja told me, and then I imagined myself as that dog who wants to survive, and somebody can attack you, somebody can, you know, so that survival of animal survival. So Lily is an animal survival kind of a thing, and we all are animals, right? So Lily got that animal because she's illiterate, you know, and then she doesn't have a son like Murad in Gulliver.
Yes,
she has to.
She has no savior. She's her own.
Exactly. So she has to earn money. She has to put her body at stake and whatever. So she gave me that animal instinct kind of a thing. Put at stake. So like, these are different things. But as I'm talking to you, I realize that all of them have given me this immense strength. Now, if we talk about Jaya from Wonder Woman, as you mentioned her. Yeah. So, you know, this Jaya, to start with, she's so timid and she's so dependent on her husband. And she's conceived so late, as you rightly said. And but Jaya taught me that, you know, anything is possible. In, like, you know, in those 10 days, the way she observes everyone and she takes everything in, and the way finally she delivers a baby, and the way she does it, I mean, many few people understood it, that, you know, she comes on all her fours and delivers a baby, because she does that choice, you know. So it's said that, you know, a pregnant woman has to give, like, you know, she's like this and she has to give birth like that. But then again, I met Reba, like Anjali Menon made me meet Reba, who herself has given, she has undergone natural birthing kind of a thing. And then she's helped many women to give birth. Like she's been somebody like Nadia's character, like, you know, in the film. So Reba told me, like, each woman has a different story of a pregnancy, each body to its kind of a thing. So she made me construct this story about what is her what is Jaya's pregnancy. She's not someone who's like, hey, I'm pregnant, you know. She's not like that, because she's so scared. Because
the child has to survive.
Her age is not with her as far as the pregnancy is concerned. When you're young, you're like, hey, it's happened and now, you know, we are pregnant. But and she has had miscarriages. And so, you know, each pregnancy has a different story. So Jaya's pregnancy is full of fear, only fear, only fear, only fear. You know, and Anjali asked me a very, 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 very vital question when she literally carried me towards this character. She said, what do you think this child is for Jaya? And I'm like, then suddenly I realized, I said, you know, women who come from that economic class, I have seen that happening in Maharashtra. If you can't deliver a child, your husband remarries.
So the fear is...
So for her, it is this child. But of course, Umesh is not like that. And that's what happens afterwards. He tells her that you are more important for me.
And he's always been a considerate husband. In that whole narrative, he's probably the only husband who doesn't need any cajoling to be part of any group activity.
And I hope you know that he's my actual husband.
Yes. So maybe that also added.
Sari.
Oh yes. Oh yes, of course.
So yeah.
And the video that you put out, which was promoting her, that was just brilliant.
Yeah,
you like her. It looked like, and this uncomfortable with being uncomfortable with technology, and you know, not sure of what. But I mean, you were her. Transformation.
But you know, that was the most challenging part for me, because for me to pretend that I don't understand English, because it comes in your eyes, right? So when I was doing the shoot for, like, Nadia is talking in English, right, throughout in the film, and then I say कि हिंदी में बात करेंगे क्योंकि English समझ में नहीं आता है. But for me, you know, I was very scared because, you know, it's something like you can hear, but you have to pretend you don't hear. Like, you can't put anything here.
Unlearn.
Unlearn. So that was the most difficult part for me as far as Jaya is concerned, because to just take that out, that literacy out of your eyes, like, you know, she's literally. But thank you so much for your compliments, because थोड़ा भी वो झूठ लगता तो फिर बात
नहीं वो बहुत सही था. मैं देख रही थी. It was too much. It was like, wow. And ये सारी चीजें इसलिए भी मैं पूछ रही हूँ, because it also means that you have to be vulnerable to these characters. You have to be like clay, where the director also, you know, takes you. And उसके लिए बहुत हिम्मत चाहिए इतना vulnerable होने के लिए.
That's true. Very, very well said. Love you for that. You put it in very apt words, my darling. You're right. Very vulnerable. I think every good actor, and kitne bhi aap films karo, each film you're again, and that is the beauty of it, sweetheart. I think that is the beauty of it. If you start becoming this thing na ki are ab to ho raha hai, ab to, and that is why I keep praying to the universe that keep me out of my comfort zone always. Give me characters which will make me a little bit scared about, oh, I don't know this area. Like, even Wonder Woman was, because I have not given birth to a child, and I have to, on screen, I have to, like,
convincingly
deliver them, of course. Yeah, and that is also, like I told you, जैसे prostitutes एक particular तरह से portray की गई है, even this delivery scenes are like
very typical.
You start very typical. And even Anjali didn't want that to, like, she wanted it realistic. So you know, I asked Reba many questions, and I was vulnerable, and I asked her, अंदर क्या होता है, like, first month में क्या होता है, दूसरे month में क्या होता है, तीसरे month में क्या होता है, and then when वो जब ये क्या बोलते हैं, पेन शुरू होगा, लेबर पेन, तब कैसे कैसे होता है, like, what do you feel inside? So unless you're vulnerable, you won't be able to make it your own. You know what I mean? Like, you have to make it your own, right? I mean, it's like, I'm going through it kind of a thing. So I'm vulnerable, and we all are, all good actors. And that is why, it's sometimes it's difficult to balance it out. You have to be vulnerable, but you have to,
You have to be
also.
inside and outside. You have to be within character. Oh my God, it's quite a challenge. Quite a challenge.
Yeah.
Okay. Also,
Yeah.
now we'll talk about your theater. The fact that why does some of the best talents in Hindi in cinema come from theater?
I think it's because in theater, you the show must go on, kind of a thing. It's like,
And it's one,
you don't have
no retakes.
no retakes. Exactly, no retakes. So that trains an actor different in a different way, and I think theater, सबसे ज़्यादा what it trains you about is to find out the graph of the character. So for me, in theater, you get that graph automatically because you're doing it continuously, right?
Right.
But that, my brain has that habit of looking for that graph now. Even if a film script comes to me, I look for the graph because I'm from theater. I look for this complete picture because especially for films, ये chunks में shoot होता है ना, ending पहले shoot हुआ, ये बाद में shoot हुआ, that kind of a thing. But for me, I have carried that graph inside my mind so that कोई भी पत्ता आप दे दो, मुझे पता है उसके अगले पीछे क्या हुआ है. So that this continuity of the thing, so that theater has helped me working that out, I would say.
Right.
Even if you're doing bits and pieces in films, it's not bits and pieces. Finally, it's going to be a whole thing, right?
Yeah.
So theater has taught me continuously looking at that bits and pieces in a bigger picture. That kind of a thing. So for me, personally, that has been always beneficial, and I will always keep on doing theater because that live response, it will be always my first love. Somebody, Meenakshi Shedbe, the other day she said, I really adore you because you're still doing theater. I said, no, it's not something I'm taking out my time for. It's something it keeps me alive, So, and Nasir sir is my guru from National School of Drama. He was my guru. He used to teach me there. He keeps asking me the same question. Like when I'll tell him, sir, did you watch this film? Sir, I got this award. He'll be like, hey, all that is okay. When are you doing theater again? What play are you working on? That's the constant question he's been asking. And as we all know, he also keeps doing theater.
Yes.
So
I had the chance to watch him in Rekta in Delhi right now. I've just come back from Rekta in Delhi. He and Ratna ji were on stage talking about, there was a session with them and it was just amazing to see him on stage. He's amazing. He's like an institution. I am fond. The best autobiography I've ever read is his. And he's a poet, he's a writer, more than, of course he's an actor, but the fact that his autobiography is written with such love for theater. Absolute love.
And I have been very fortunate to have him as my guru, and I've been very fortunate to have many amazing gurus. And I'll start with my mother. She played my mother-in-law in Gully Boy. And she's Nasir sir's batchmate, if you're not aware of it. Yeah, so Nasir sir and she they are batchmates from National School of Drama. Om Puri was their batch. Om uncle was their batchmate. And their batch is supposed to be the best batch because Om Puri, Nasiruddin Shah. Yeah, and even the directors from their batch were amazing. So, I have been watching these people since I was a child. So, I've been watching my mother. Then Satyarudh Dubeji, my guru. So I've been like these things you can't plan, na? कौन से guru आपको मिलेंगे? Like I used to learn singing from Ashwini Bide Deshpande for some days, but now I can't give time, so I would say she has been my guru and she always will be my guru. But then she taught me a cheese, which is Guru Satapa. Guru Satapa. Guru Sa. मतलब 100 तब करोगे उसके बाद अच्छा गुरु मिलता है.
Oh
You
my
know,
God.
that's what is.
Wow. This can go on. I can keep talking to you. This is so much to talk to you with regards to your personality, music, art, theater, films will be empowering. I mean, I'm sure there is so much. I wanted to ask you one last question because there is a little time thing. This might just go off, so I don't want to miss that.
All right. Yeah.
Your mother and you shared screen space with your mother. And of course, I'm
Yes.
sure you've also shared the stage with her. Tell me about that
Yes.
experience. Are you scared? Are you petrified? Or are you comfortable?
I'm scared, yeah. I'm still scared in a good way because, you know, मैंने काफी अच्छे एक्टरों के साथ काम किया है, but with her I always keep feeling I'll never be able. मैं इनके आसपास भी नहीं जा पाऊंगी, like, you know, that kind of feeling I have, which in good sense, like, you know, some people tell me आप कभी भी हवा में नहीं उड़ोगे because you will always be on ground, because I keep thinking that, oh my God, I can. It's not about competing or like matching with her, but it's like वो जो करती है उससे थोड़ा सा मुझे आ जाए, that kind of a thing, because I've been watching her since the childhood, right?
Yeah.
So it's never been वो freedom नहीं, मतलब अभी अब हमारा relationship changed है, but it's always been like I'm tense, and of course she will criticize me as because she's also from the field.
Yeah.
So she's my best critique, I would say, and I would when I was in teens I was like, आपको कुछ अच्छा नहीं दिखता क्या मुझ में, आप हमेशा क्यों बुरा बुरा बताते हैं. But then that is what has kept me, like, you know, sane, I would say, because these
Right.
ups and downs. So she's just cool about everything. Even if when I got my national award also, she was just cool. She was like, oh, your father is blessing you from there.
Oh, sweet.
God bless. That's what she said. So she's my saner, I would say, keeping me sane. She and
Keeps
my
you
husband, of course,
grounded. Okay, and
keeps me
what
grounded.
next now? What are the next projects that we can expect?
I don't
That
know
you can talk
whether I
about.
can. No, if I want, like, but I can just tell you that I'm working with one of the best, again, best woman directors of India, like one of the best, I would say. I'm not permitted to tell you about it yet, but you know, I'm so happy that all women are telling their stories, and you know, like, and I've been fortunate to be part of their projects. That's what I'm grateful for. And having said that, you know, I have been fortunate to have worked with some male directors which were amazing as well, like Anurag Kashyap has made most of my career, and most of my roles I've got because of his projects. Like Zoya watched Raman Raghav and she remembered him, like that. So but I'm very excited that again I'll be working with another wonderful woman director, and it's again on for an OTT. Platform, and it'll be announced soon.
Wonderful. I can keep talking to you. There is, I think offline we are going to chat a lot because there's so much to talk. But thank you so much. Brilliant to talk to you, and I'm so enriched by just talking to you and sharing your points of view on your roles and the brilliance that you create on screen. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I'm very grateful because many few interviews you really feel like you have been yourself. You know what I mean? And you have made me feel that. And thank you so much for that.
And thanks to Jitesh Pillai, who's connected me to you again.
Yes. Yes.
We've met a couple of times during Filmfare, but yeah, I was with him in a
You too. Yeah. I'm so sorry because there, you know, many.
No, it's okay.
Many, but now I feel we have really met, right?
Thank you so much. Yes.
Connected.
Thank you, and hope to see you whenever you're in Dubai. Please message and call, and I'll come and see you.
Done. Hope I come with my play there.
Soon. Yes, please do. You have to come here with the play.
Because I perform in Hindi also, like there's a possibility.
Great.
Let's hope so.
Let's hope you come here and we meet face to face. We'll do an interview. Yeah, right. Thank you.
Till then, lots of love and hugs.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.